So like I said, 3 days left, the lockdown that we're witnessing comes to an end. But what changes? What changes for you out there hoping that some curb, some relaxation? Well, the MHA has just given out a statement where they've made very clear that certain districts will see a considerable relaxation. But those certain districts need to fall in zones. There will be a graded relaxation. If you're in the red zone, forget about it. The new normal could continue for you. If you're in a green zone, though, then some semblance of what your life used to be about a month ago would possibly come back. No matter where you live, no matter which state you live in, all indications suggest a graded lift of the lockdown post the 3rd of May. Where you live and in what corona zone you reside in will indicate how much of the restrictions will be lifted. Curbs will be lifted in green zones while life will continue to be tough in the red. Red zones identified as areas of major outbreak, areas contributing more than 80% of corona-positive cases in the state. Following the strictest containment measures, residents there might see no change post 3rd May. The new normal will on soon. And in India, till now, there are 160 districts that have been red zoned, 123 of them with large outbreaks. The question, in what will be the benchmark to decide a red zone? Will it be a district, a locality, or even just buildings? Till now, the centre has advised states to red zone entire districts, while the ICMR has left it to the states. The states, in turn, don't want entire districts to be red zoned. But if you fall in the green zone, which means no cases recorded in the last 28 days, then there will be some semblance of the old life back. Till now, certain curbs have already been lifted. In Karnataka's green zones, shops can open with social distancing. Individual shops can open with 50% workforce. Industry in rural areas can begin. Manufacturing with access control in special economic zones. In Maharashtra, industrial activity allowed in orange and green zones. Export-oriented units and SEZs in green zones are also allowed. In the national capital, Delhi, shops with non-essential items are open. Electric fans, books, shops open. In Punjab, curfew will be relaxed from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. In Gujarat, state government offices have begun working. 4,000 industrial units outside hotspots are allowed to begin. In Kerala, government offices, financial institutions, pharmacies, agriculture activities are already allowed. While in Rajasthan, shops selling electrical goods are open, mobile recharge stationery shops open. Irrespective of May 3rd, till now, only the state of Punjab has extended lockdown for the next 2 weeks, with relaxation between 7 to 11 a.m. The other hoping just about somehow to strike a balance between the human and the economic cost of this pandemic. Bureau Report, India Today. So what will matter is not which state you live in. What will matter is not which area you live in. What will now matter in which zone that you reside in. Now, you could be living in a state and that state is clearly going to be divided between grades, zones, red zone, yellow zone, orange zone, green zone. And viewers, if you live with what you see right here, the green expanse and most of the east right now, fortunately, we can take heart, is pretty much green. If you live here, expect massive curbs to be lifted come the 3rd of May. And that news has just come in 20 minutes ago by the Ministry of Home. However, if you live in what we are calling the yellow zone, now which has seen clusters with few cases, we have 177 of yellow zones. Do expect maybe some curbs to be lifted, but not all. And ultimately, if you live in the red zone, and we have till now 160 red zones in the country, and they are spread out pretty much up to the north all the way down to the south. So in areas like right at the south, in Kerala, if you have green zones, and India had 363 of these green zones which have recorded no cases for the last 28 days, then it also has the red zone. So there'll be different rules for people living in the same state in different zones. So this is what it looks like, and let's break it down. What happened in that meeting? In that meeting, one moot question was put forth by the Prime Minister to the states on how zones will be decided. Now, the centre is of the opinion that red zones should be districts. So they have actually highlighted districts. And like I said, we have 160 hotspots, or these are districts as well, across the country, which could be red zones. But states said that don't red zone districts, give us the authority to red zone areas and localities, so we can maybe open out certain parts of the same district and close certain parts of that district in a red zone. So I want to cut across right now to our guests this evening to get an understanding in their states. What do these districts will be? Will they red zones be districts? Will they be localities? Will they be just merely buildings? Because a lot of cluster outbreaks have happened in buildings. And joining me right now is Deputy Chief Minister Haryana, Dushyant Chautala. Dushyant, thank you, Mr. Chautala, for joining us this evening. My first question, Mr. Chautala, is now Haryana has just sealed borders with Delhi because they've, the import that Haryana said coming in from Delhi of positive cases was high. My question is, how will you now decide on the red zones in the state of Haryana? Are we actually looking at, Mr. Chautala, districts to be red zoned, or are we actually only looking at areas, buildings where clusters or breakouts have been reported?
See, as far as today, we have 6 districts in Haryana. First is Gurgaon, second is Nuh, Palwal, Faridabad, and Sonipat and Panchkula. But we have taken Panipat also because there have been approximately 15 cases which have been reported in last 28 days. But we still have 15 districts which are either orange or they are green. I think 2 districts never reported a single case. There are 7 districts which has 0 cases today. And I think our doctors are doing a brilliant job by treating people with a very high recovery rate. And that is must. I think each and every state needs to focus on their cases getting recovered and moving back to normal life.
Mr. Chautala, now as you go ahead, like you said that you're looking at districts, but the red zones will be lockdowns within a district come the May 3rd. How do you now balance the economic cost and the human cost of this pandemic starting the 3rd of May?
We have containment zone, but now we are going to further divide the districts who are in red zones into blocks and into municipal corporations, so that we have the industry or we have the lives of people coming back to normal, where we have not seen a single case in that district. And that is a plan we discussed today, and by tomorrow we'll have a new industrial policy which changes, which will allow more people to get back to their work life. Today, I think Haryana is the only state which has approximately 20% of its employees are back to work. We have permitted IT companies at 33%. We have permitted companies to work at 50%. We will allow companies who will have in situ employees, who will make their residences of their employees in the industrial sites to work at capacity of 100% also in coming days.
All right, so Mr. Chautala, my final question, at least now one thing is clear, that there will be strict rules for red zones, which is seeing a larger import of numbers, but you will open out even zones within a district which is possibly has red zones in it. Now, how are you going to make sure, that because of which there wouldn't be a larger number of, say, positive cases?
Yes, we've already had a clear guidelines being issued, and deputy commissioners will take decision of every factory institution above the numbers of 200. There will be SDMs below 25, and there will be ADCs between 25 to 200 employees factories. It has already been designed, and I think every day we are permitting approximately 10 to 15,000 employees new to come back to their work life.
All right, I wish you a lot of luck. Haryana has been doing well. You have a lot of districts that haven't recorded any case in the last 28 days. And, that's a big one, Mr. Chautala, on how India is panning out. Appreciate you joining us. That's the Deputy Chief Minister of Haryana, Dushyant Chautala. I want to move across right now to the next Deputy Chief Minister that we have on the show this evening. And he's Ashwath Narayan, Mr. Ashwath Narayan, Deputy CM Karnataka. Appreciate you joining us, sir. Sir, how is Karnataka now going to identify a red zone? on what basis will this red zone be identified?
Green zone, orange zone, yellow zone, and red zone. Basically, depending on the number of cases. Earlier, in the beginning phase, it all started with this kind of zoning. Gradually, we are now going for a containment area. Gradually, that's a gray area. Probably we'll get you more clarification later dates. As on today, the zoning also is there, containment area also is there. The containment zoning is a very broad classification, sir. It's a very, very broad classification depending on the sea. You can't compare Bangalore city with regularly with other. I can't go for any kind of this kind of comparison now. But more than 15 cases, it is called more than 15 cases in that particular district. It is called red zone. Anything below 15, it is called yellow zone, yellow or orange. Below 6 cases, it is called yellow, and green, no cases.
Right. All right. So, sir, my question is, you identify these red zones. Now, the center says identify red zones on the basis of districts. States have said that don't identify on basis of districts. Give us, the authority to identify red zones on basis of localities, areas. How is Karnataka going to approach this?
Yeah, basically, at present, the containment zone, we are getting into more of containment zone into particular locality and buffer area. But containment is basically limited to the infected area and the containment area. We are just restricting to those areas. And more so, we are extending the buffer area for more, around 3 kilometers buffer area has been earmarked.
So Karnataka's already now, it's been 24 hours where certain green zones have already opened out economic activity, especially where rural economy is concerned. Are we expecting post 3rd of May that certain urban areas which are pretty much in the yellow and the orange zone to open out economic activity as well?
Yeah, basically we just started with some area. We just started some relaxation, particularly in rural areas. Just we want to start off and we want to go for a staggered relaxation, and gradually, step by step, we'll be increasing and we'll be extending to various sectors, and the staggered manner of relaxation will come into existence. And probably other than the containment area, we can't afford to have any kind of activity. Other than the containment area, we'll be permitting gradually. As on today, just we are limited to rural areas. First, we want to try how the things will go on. Then later on, we can decide how to go for the next levels to extend it to other areas.
Elucidate, sir, what are the next level relaxation being planned in urban areas which possibly have red zones?
Relaxation in the terms of, sir, wherever there is no containment area, wherever there's no infected area or containment area is not there, the relaxation is already set in. But basically, we have just started with the rural area. In the city areas, we are not open to the extent what was required. Only we just allowed the only essential goods or essential areas only have been allowed to function. Other than the essential area, nothing else has been permitted in the city areas. In rural areas, we have permitted even the opening of the industries. Or just gradually, we'll be allowing sector by sector, and we'll be taking decisions, and we'll see how the things progress. Basically, we can't at a time, we can't allow everything to get into normalcy. Relaxation should happen phase by phase, stage by stage. Then only we'll have some kind of, control. We can control the entire situation. Otherwise, it will go out of hand. So it has to go phased manner.
All right, appreciate you joining us, sir. I know you're not attending tomorrow's cabinet because there's been a bit of a scare, and you're in self-quarantine. So thank you for joining us. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.